Hey everybody, how's it going? We are here with a timeless reading. Before we get started with the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I'm seeing there be something currently that you are maneuvering through. We're starting off with the Page of Wands. This is an exciting place to start. Can be feeling more creative right now, more inspired. There can be something that you're getting off the ground. This feels like an accomplishment in and of itself. This can be like a project now that you're working on, that it had, I don't know, for some reason been like sort of challenging. So it can be, yeah, like a relationship that you started where it's like, finally, like a relationship. Or it can be a project where you're like, wow, I'm organized now. I know that I'm on board with this. Like, I'm definitely in this boat. It's like any sort of path now that you want to walk down where you were sort of like following your inspiration towards this, following your passion towards this, and now you're here. You've arrived. Something does not feel as straightforward as you may want it to be, as you may prefer it to be. I'm even hearing something like, the sentiment that's coming through is you got to this point and you thought that like when you got here, like something would be making sense, but I'm seeing something still not be particularly clear. You're like, how am I here and I still don't get this yet? That, like, there's something like that. That's not to say you're not going to figure it out. It just, there may be something that has not been clarified that you're like, why has this not been clarified yet? Or like, why isn't this locked down yet? Something like that. Like, you're still trying to find something out here. Like, maybe something that doesn't fully make sense. Hold on. I need to see more about this. Seven of Cups, Four of Cups, and the Lovers. I'm seeing somebody trying. It's like you go to the store to pick out a ring, and there's so many different rings, and you don't know which one to give to this person. And so you're just like looking at them. It's like something about having like so many different options, and they're like slightly varied from the next one. And you're like, which of these am I supposed to pick? And I'm seeing you picked one. And remember, energies can be reversed. You can be the one on the receiving end of this, but we're just sticking with one narrative so as not to make it confusing. So somebody like finally picks a ring, but I'm seeing they like weren't even sure to begin with, like which one to pick. And I'm seeing them like offer it to this person, and this person is saying no. And it seems like this is associated with a relationship. So yeah, that may still be like a little bit vague. We're gonna get more. So yeah, if this was you, you could have been trying to figure out like what to give to somebody, and you could have tried to give them something, but they didn't want it. And I don't know if the Lovers are here because like they didn't want to connect with you in that way, or they may have their own thing going on and maybe you weren't aware of that. Yeah, there's something here about like a message being sent, but I'm seeing it come through at a very particular time. Like there may have been something that you didn't know, or information that you didn't have, or something that somebody didn't communicate, and then it gets communicated, and then you're like, oh, I see why that happened. I see why that didn't work. Meaning, like for some of you, you could have tried to approach somebody and you like couldn't get through, or they were like, no, I can't, sorry, but it's because they had something else going on, but you may not have known that. It's like something along the lines of that. Or there could have been somebody that you went to like collaborate with, say, because this doesn't just have to be a romantic situation. Like you could have been trying to like connect with somebody, but they had something else going on that like maybe didn't allow them to be able to accept what you were giving them. For some reason it like didn't resonate with them, or they had to like deny it or turn away from it because they had something else going on over here. But there could have been a lack of communication is what I'm seeing. I'm hearing something about like getting the hint, getting the picture. I feel like there are pieces missing. So maybe you feel like you don't have the whole story. For some of you too, this could be throwing you off because you feel like this person like talks a lot, or they communicate a lot. And so it would feel maybe weird why something wouldn't have been communicated. Yeah, I'm seeing somebody be like actually really quiet, but it's because they're pensive, they're thinking about something. They feel like they need to be in hermit mode right now. So yeah, if you were trying to connect with somebody, I'm seeing them be reflecting on like how they feel. But this feels like a really weird space to be in. Like for some of you, this person doesn't have another person. They're just like not sure how they feel about like a relationship or a partnership right now. And that's why they haven't really said anything. But I'm seeing that there for sure be a lack of communication. Let me just look at this for a minute. So yeah, you could have gotten on board and sort of knew the direction that you wanted to go. I'm seeing this be a personal quest of yours, where you feel kind of like this is an accomplishment in and of itself, that you're like, yes, I like this road, I want to go down it, I'm like committed, I'm here, I'm showing up. So I'm seeing that feel like a completion for you, maybe like mentally getting to that point, or maybe like physically getting to that point, or just getting yourself to that point, generally speaking. Now, I'm seeing something about a message coming through, but I'm seeing there be like confusion that this brings up, like confusion that this kicks up. Like somebody could have been trying to connect with you, or you could have been trying to connect with somebody, but because of the timing, that's why something didn't work. Like I'm seeing this actually be divinely guided, but that could have been very confusing. Because you could have like made all the efforts that you needed to make, and something just didn't work because of the timing. I'm seeing this over and over and over again. It like doesn't seem like it's that like the opportunity was wrong. It's like something about the timing being wrong. So somebody may not have been able, it's almost like you couldn't like complete the rest of this cycle with this person. Like you couldn't like play the rest of the game with them. It's like you're in the middle of playing Monopoly and somebody ups and leaves while you're like in the middle of it, and you're like, what are we supposed to do now? Like we didn't finish the game, you know? Yeah, I see this again. Like you're in the middle of an interaction with somebody, and It's like you go to the bathroom and you're like, okay, I'll be right back, and you come back to play the rest of the game with them and they're like nowhere to be found. This is what I'm seeing. So I don't know what that's about, but this person is like, I don't know if this just tripped them out or what it was, but they're like, they got really serious, like thinking about like, what does this mean now that we're playing this game with one another? So yeah, maybe they got a little freaked out. But it's weird again because they're not communicating anything with you. Like you may feel like they kind of fell off and said nothing. And like the only reason you know now that they're like thinking about the implications of this is because you're here. So yeah, if you were wondering like where this person went and what they're thinking, that's what it is. And I don't know why they're not communicating with you. Like they may, for some of you, they may be a bit avoidant. They may have a bit of a blocked throat chakra. I want to be clear about this. This is somebody that you've been actively engaging with back and forth. Like you guys are we're both like playing this game with one another, okay? When I say game, I mean like you were both having an interaction. Okay, it's like you and your scene partner here, like up on stage in the middle of the play, and like after the break, like they just didn't come back. This is what I'm seeing. So you're like, where did they even go? Like they didn't even leave me a note. What's happening with them? And they're like all in their head because they're like, oh, we were up on stage together, you know, like now I'm feeling this. They may feel thrown off because like something is popping up for them. Somebody's triggered emotionally, but in a very subtle way. And they may not even be like completely fully recognizing this, but there's definitely like some sort of connection between the two of you that is popping up. But you could have read it on them as if they kind of abandon you, and for them, they're more so in a space where they're like, oh, I think I might have feelings. It's something like that. But it's very strange because they're not communicating with you. As I said before, this person may be like a bit avoidant. They can have issues communicating. Like they may not be a great communicator at all times. Sometimes they can be. Because I'm seeing like the two signs that are ruled by Mercury are both here, Gemini and Virgo. And those are the only ones that are here. But if you're dealing with somebody with Gemini placements, they can have so much going on mentally, or if you do, so much going on mentally that it's hard for them to sort of, like it takes them a while to get through because they like just pick up and notice on so many things that it sort of takes them a while to swim through the abyss of their brain, okay? And then with Virgo can be kind of pensive and quiet and like very detail oriented and picking out the details and being like, why do I feel this way? Why is this coming up for me? And then like not saying anything about it because Virgo's like, I need to go to my corner of the room and think about this. Like, don't disturb me, you know? Like that's the vibe of Virgo when there's something that they're puzzled by. But yeah, they may be surprised that feelings are popping up for them. But again, weird that they just sort of left things like that with you. What I get from your energy is that like communication may be very, very, oh, you're feeling upset because you didn't know where this person went. I mean, as to be expected, because I'm getting for your energy that like you're a very, very fluid communicator, and so it may be weird that like this person is not communicating with you right now. And for some of you too, like with Virgo and Gemini, you may find that like when you guys were in the middle of the game, like you guys had a great like back and forth, like a great what's it called, banter, you know, with one another. So now it may be weird because you're like, you just like recited the Declaration of Independence and now I'm not hearing anything from you, you know? Like a situation like that, you feel like this person kind of switched it up on you. Yeah, for some of you, like this is just feeling sort of like a new experience for them, and it can be just a little bit daunting. So yeah, if you have not heard back from this person and you were wondering what happened and you guys were in the middle of doing something together and they sort of just like fell off or disappeared, this is what's happening now. they feel thrown off. For some of you too, like you may have mentioned something about the connection, like, what's going on here? I feel like something's going on, and they're like, maybe this had them realize, like, catch on to the fact that, like, oh, I'm feeling something too, and now they like went into their little cave to sort of think about this. So yeah, that's where your person is. It's like when you're on the computer and you have too many tabs up, and then you see that little circle, that like pending thing, like that's what's happening right now for them. So yeah. Virgo and Gemini, Jupiter and Saturn. All right, my friends, we're going to leave the reading here. I'm also seeing Aquarius. We're going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.